What's going on, y'all? What it is. So before we get started, I just want to say that I hope that everybody that's watching this video is happy and healthy. So guys, let's go ahead and slide into these topics, and I have a multitude of things that I want to talk about, and I have some really crazy news in regards to Jay Prince, Jay-Z, and Diddy, so you guys want to stay tuned for that. But I want to kick this thing off and talk about a video that I did a couple of days ago in regards to the presidential race. I got a lot of comments, a lot of emails in regards to my stance and how I feel about the situation, and so I just want to make myself clear and make a few points about where I'm coming from and all of this. First and foremost, I just want to say what I eat doesn't make you shit, okay? You have the right to vote for whoever you want to. I don't care. Me personally, I've just lost all faith in the current construction of what we call the US government. I don't believe anyone no more. I don't believe them. I don't believe the left. I don't believe the right. I'm not here to persuade a certain amount of my audience to vote blue. I'm not here to persuade a certain amount of my audience to vote red. And let me make myself clear. I'm not here to persuade a certain amount of individuals not to vote at all, because I'm choosing not to vote. That's not what I'm here to do. I've just come to realize that both sides are playing the hell out of us. They really are. And I believe that both sides are gatekeeping the truth, and that's why they want to ban TikTok. It's crazy that we have so many issues that's going on in the world today, but both of them can join forces to come together and agree to pose a ban on TikTok. Really? Come on now, you can tell that when they want to get something done, they can work together because both sides don't want us to know the truth. And what does TikTok present? It presents the truth. We get a different perspective from so many people that are educated in so many different areas and things of that nature that puts us up on game and lets us know how to conduct ourselves and govern ourselves on a day-to-day basis to get to where we need to be in life. And then once you start to apply that knowledge and education to every aspect of your life, let's take for instance people who suffer from high blood pressure, and then you start to realize, right, through education and people teaching you that you can heal yourself through the food instead of spending all this money on medication. Who does that ultimately hurt at the end of the day? It hurts the pharmaceutical companies, because now you realize that you don't need to take meds to keep your blood pressure low. You can actually heal yourself through the food. And these are things, this is just one example of something that they don't want you to know. Now, I get that people who subscribe to these political parties based off of their own needs, wants, and interests, right? And I get that. And to be honest, we have some people that don't know why they're subscribed to a certain political party. They're just subscribed to that party based off the fact that their parents and their great-grandparents were subscribed to that political party. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, that's a different topic for another day. But out of the 9-10 emails I got about my political stance in regards to me not voting, there was one issue that every email touched on, and that issue was the fact of women's rights. Now, I want to tell you guys up front, you know how I feel about women. I support y'all to the 10th power, and I'm all for women's rights. You guys should have the right to do what the hell you want as it pertains to your body. But the reason why Roe v. Wade was overturned is because Obama didn't do what he was supposed to do. He did not pass the legislation to codify abortion rights, and I'm paraphrasing here, into federal, right? And this is why they were able to overturn Roe v. Wade. Obama's exact words back in 2009 is that he didn't see this issue as a priority. Now, if you think outside the box, during the time when Obama was in office, I believe he had the House and the Senate, but they wouldn't have allowed this law to pass because at the end of the day, there's a certain amount of people or a certain group of people that are trying to protect their own, and there's no way in the hell they're going to close the door on that particular issue with the threat of other nationalities or other ethnic backgrounds becoming more of the majority in this country. They want to keep their heads above water. So both parties are working together to manipulate both of their fan bases, and then they point the finger at each other and they're like, no, they don't want to do this. No, they don't want to do this. We talked about doing this, but they're the ones that don't want to push it through. And it just becomes this, finger pointing game. And then at the end of the day, they don't come to a resolution. I'm sick of it. Everything is toxic. The food is toxic. The television is toxic. The news is toxic. The government is toxic. Everything within this country is toxic. And don't ask me to move anywhere. I'm not going anywhere because my melanated individuals founded this land and we are the real Indians. And I will say that the only reason why I would go to the polls and change my stance would be to help women and things of that nature. But right now, I just don't see it. Right now, I'm just staying out of it. I'm just keeping it real. But anyway, guys, let's move along because I didn't expect to talk for 5 minutes about this particular issue. So guys, I want to talk about the issue that transpired a couple of days ago or maybe a day ago, but it just hit social media on yesterday, where you had this father by the name of Matt Eddy that basically ruined his daughter's graduation by running up on stage and preventing her from shaking the hand of a melanated superintendent. I want you guys to check out this video and then I'll be back to give you my thoughts.
A high school in Wisconsin is back in the news for the bad behavior of a parent at this year's graduation. Let's take a look at the clip.
You're not.
Excuse me.
That's my daughter.
Where's Brendan?
Man, you better get up off me, man.
Where's Brendan?
Get away from me, bro.
No, don't.
Hey, you need to get. Hey.
Walk away.
You gotta go. Out right now. You are there. I don't care. Get off the stage.
What you just saw is the father of that girl pushing the superintendent of schools out of the way, saying, "I don't want him to touch her." Police did arrest Eddy after the altercation on a lesser charge of disorderly conduct instead of assault. Baraboo High School is a really small school. It graduated less than 200 students that day. But despite the size of the school, this is the second time they've been in the news for less than savory reasons. They were in the news back in 2018 when half of the boys in the class seemed to have raised their hand in a Heil salute. Some of the parents of these boys say no, they were just waving. Some say they were shocked to see their son put their arm up like that and were shouting to them to put it down. Eventually, the school decided that they would not punish these students because even if it was a Heil, they had the First Amendment right to do so.
This is Matt Eddy, and he thought that it would be a good idea to ruin his daughter's high school graduation. This is Rainey Briggs. He is the superintendent of Baraboo School District, and Matt thought that it would be a good idea as his daughter was walking across the stage to shake the official's hand. He thought it would be a good idea to run on the stage and push the superintendent away from his daughter so that she could not shake his hand. Yes, I'm going to show the video. The superintendent should have given him a 2-piece and a biscuit. I'm not sure that the school district knows the exact reason as to why this dad did what he did, but comments on social media says that he did this as a way of protesting because he did not like the way that the district handled bullying incidents that were related to his daughter. But why just do this to the superintendent and not everybody? Matt Eddy was arrested and charged with disorderly conduct. 13 years of hard work and one celebratory moment, and he ruined it for his daughter. She'll never forget this.
Eddy. Excuse me. Where's Brendan?
You better get up off me, man. Get away from me, bro.
There we go. Got his ass.
I mean, need I say more? Now, this particular individual, Matt, had to be from the 45 side of things. You see what I'm saying? The audacity, the unmitigated gall to run on stage and put your hands on that melanated man and move him out the way. And there were no repercussions for your actions. See, this is this MLK mentality that I'm so sick of, that we shall overcome BS, that when they go low, we go high BS. You know, it seems as though that it's always applauded when we get disrespected and violated, and then we find a way to remain on our best behavior. They want to say, oh, he had great restraint. Oh, he was just so professional. Listen, I don't care about none of that. I do not care about none of that. If you want to get down like that, come on, let's get down to the ground, and I'm gonna pull you straight to the pits of hell. Now, as far as the other YT people that were on that stage, especially if you observe the big guy that was standing beside the melanated superintendent, he basically didn't even move. That guy could have had a weapon or anything. He didn't move to restrain that guy. It took somebody from out of the crowd to run up on stage to try to get the situation under control. So that lets you know right then and there how those individuals and other colleagues of his felt about him that were standing on that stage. But anyway, guys, let's move on to Sean Kingston, because Sean Kingston was recently arrested, and his mom. They're basically out here scamming people out of $1 million and things of that nature. I want you guys to take a look at these clips, and I'll be back to give you my thoughts on this particular situation.
Rapper Sean Kingston and his mother both taken into custody, allegedly stealing more than $1 million.
Sean Kingston was arrested in San Bernardino County just hours after his mother was arrested during a SWAT raid of their Florida home.
Sean Kingston and his mother are both facing several charges related to fraud and theft. On Thursday, we reported that the two were arrested. In an Instagram post that's been since taken down, Kingston wrote, "I'm good and so is my mother. My lawyers are handling everything as we speak. Well, today, his mother, Janice Turner, stood before a judge, being held at the High Desert Detention Center in Adelanto, California, after a SWAT team raided his Florida home mansion. It was there in South Florida that his mother, 61-year-old Janice Turner, was arrested on fraud and theft charges. Turner and her attorney appeared before a judge Friday morning. She faces 8 charges, including grand theft, fraud, and organized scheme to defraud. Kingston, whose real name is Keyshawn Anderson, was arrested without incident in San Bernardino County. He was performing at a park in Fort Irwin, more than 30 miles outside of Barstow. Several items were seized during the raid on his home in Florida. An attorney present during the raid filed a lawsuit against Kingston, accusing him of paying only $30,000 for a 17-foot TV system that cost $150,000. Janice Turner's attorney asked the judge to consider dropping the bond amount from $20,000 each count to $10,000 each count. But given that Turner has been charged for similar crimes in the past, the judge found the bond amounts appropriate.
Now, after Sean was released from jail, he celebrated by coming home and coming outside in his birthday suit, parading around like it won't nothing. A lot of people saying that he got that Saucy Santana body and things of that nature. Listen, I don't know if he felt that people were not going to be filming him or watching his residence, but obviously someone was out there and they was taking all these snapshots of him in his birthday suit. But anyway, from the comments that I've been seeing, a lot of people are saying that they blame his mother. They're saying that his mom is an enabler. And I just feel when you look ultimately at this particular situation, it's sad because clearly they are trying to live above their means. Now, there will be no wiggle room out of this. He's going to have to find a way to pay the people that he owes money on jewelry, cars, and things of that nature, because I believe one of the conditions of him getting out of jail was based off the fact that he had to put his house up for collateral. So if he reneges on any of these payments, they're going to take his property. So this is just a sad thing. It's okay to come to the realization one day that you don't have it like you once did. And don't be worried about the perception that people may have of you if you have to downsize a little bit just to be able to make ends meet. You know, a lot of people really live their life for other individuals and don't understand that you just need to be living your life for you. You don't have anybody to please. You don't have anybody else to take care of but you and your family. Stop trying to make people think that you are richer than you really are. But anyway, guys, I want to move along and get into this very disturbing email that I received this morning in regards to a woman that claims to know this lady that's a lawyer, that's her friend. And the reason why I decided to put this information out is because I didn't want to be responsible for holding on to information and there's something really wrong that's going on here. Now, I was able to talk to the person that actually sent me this email, but I haven't been able to confirm or talk to the actual lawyer for obvious reasons. You'll be able to see why when I read this email. But before we get into it, I just want to say that the information that I'm about to convey to you is all alleged, all right? And it says here, Dear Tough News TV, I hope that you receive and read this email ASAP. My name is blank and I happen to work in the criminal justice field. I am reaching out to you because I have a close friend who is an attorney, and I cannot mention her name here, but I can tell you over the phone and you can look her up and see all of her credentials, certifications, and accolades to verify that she is a well-accomplished and qualified lawyer. I have to say that I'm profoundly afraid for her life because Jay Prince and his associates are being investigated for several people that have come up missing. Jay Prince and company are facing RICO charges involving the death of Pimp C, Big Mike, Takeoff, and a few others. He is also facing drug charges, running an trafficking ring, arson, and robbery. My friend has faced numerous threats and has been repeatedly stalked and subjected to harsh treatment by who she believes to be by Jay Prince and his affiliates. She feels that a colleague must have tipped off the Prince family that she was working with federal prosecutors to bring forth charges. I want to inform you that things got so bad for her that she abruptly and unexpectedly moved, and she won't tell family nor her closest friends where she has moved to. In fact, I've only got one text from her within the last month or so. I asked her how she was doing and she texted back 3 days later saying she's fine. But I can say to you without a shadow of doubt that the findings that were recovered from Diddy's homes produced a lot of evidence against a lot of mysterious deaths that were tied to Jay Prince, and a profound amount of evidence that implicates Jay-Z for calling the shots to get rid of people. There are also many names that she told me about that are involved and under investigation for RICO charges as well. I must admit, I feel uncomfortable knowing the amount of information I know. All I know is that I'm truly terrified because I don't know if my friend is alive or if there is someone speaking on her behalf. I have not seen her post on social media. Her family has cut off communication with me, and all of this just seems odd. My contact information is below. I was given your email by blank. Thanks. Alright, so you guys just heard all of that, and like I said, I do want to reiterate that this information is all alleged. I will say that when I had a conversation with her, she became a little bit evasive. She said during the email that she was going to give me the name of the lawyer, and then she reneged to give me the name of the lawyer, saying that she didn't feel comfortable. She had second thoughts about things. She didn't want to put her name out there. She didn't know if I was going to put it out there. I assured her that I would not put the lawyer's name out there, but she just became a little bit afraid and timid about the whole particular situation. But she did say that she was going to have a former colleague of her friend to contact me because that particular individual has more information. So we'll just see how that goes. But anyway, I'm gonna let this go right here. I want you guys to drop down in the comments and let me know what you think about everything that was discussed within this video. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And until next time, peace.